Hello there. Welcome to Now That You're Awake. This is our opportunity to dig in and find out insights into the ways and purposes of God in life. And today we will be treating your preferred learning style. I hope you are well. Okay, if that's so, let's just dig in. In life, we all choose how we want to learn. I say choose because some people say it's inherited. I don't agree. They're copied, yes, or learned, but they are not. You're not born with it. It's not something. Some people say it's in it. It is not in it. It's developed by the person and sustained over a period of time, and then it looks like the person was born with it, but it's not so. Okay, so for reasons of what we're going to talk about today, let's just narrow it to two ways people learn. And to do that, I will have to tell a story, so you have to listen, okay? Alright, so it's a true story told by a good friend, my best buddy in the world. So this successful man, has two children. A girl, the first child, and a boy, the younger one. So he calls both of his children into his study one day, and then he asks, what is the best way to learn? Is it to learn from other people's examples, mistakes and all that, or to learn from your experience? He wasn't done talking really when the boy just started speaking. So everyone in the family knew at the time that he was the vocal, assertive one, always wanting everyone to know that the man in the house is around. He was, always the first to speak, wasn't really given to decorum that much, always wanted his opinions out, and it didn't care who was accepting it and not accepting it. So he just went on saying, why would you want to learn from other people's examples when you have your own personal experience? You go through life on your own, and you just find out things. And as he was speaking and saying all that nonsense, his father planted a knock on his head. The boy, when he became a man later, said that knock registered in his skull and stayed with him throughout life. So with that, of course, the young man stopped, and then he turned to his daughter and then he asked, what about you? What do you think? And now I am asking you, what do you think the young girl would say? Of course she'd go pick the other opinion. But her response showed that it was not just that she was looking for an escape route and didn't want Dad to beat her. She said, you don't have to wait till you become a victim before you learn a lesson. And she kept talking, and the father kept nodding. He was so impressed. But he was also looking at his son, really disappointed that his son didn't get it. The son, later in life again, of course, said that he learnt that lesson that day. The knock was a most convincing instructor, according to him. So I'll ask you, without a knock of course, what's your preferred learning style? While you're saying, no, I learn from mistakes and see what people go through and I learn from it, why do you keep getting into wrong relationships? You. Why do you keep making the same mistakes over and over? This is the 5th time you've been swindled. This is the 3rd guy that has dumped you and moved on to someone else, and you had to attend 3 different weddings. This is the 2nd unwanted pregnancy. This is the 3rd girl, the 3rd one you sent to school, sponsored and did everything for, and she just left you. This is the fifth time you're writing this exam and you're still not focused, and it seems you're just giving money to the exam board. What is it? You don't finish the projects you start. Everything is half done and abandoned. You keep creating silly cycles for yourself, for your life. You take things that don't belong to you. You don't pay people for the services offered. And while you're doing this, you're heaping things to your children. They're going to inherit these things. You say you learn from other people's mistakes, but when the urge to go into error known to men comes to you, you don't resist enough, standing steadfast in your faith and conviction. You just go flaky and fall and become statistics, just one of the many numbers counted in the census of victims and failures. Hey, stop whining. It's not so easy, you say. I don't know why. Come on. Stop it. Get some spine. Nothing was meant to be easy. Breathing is supposed to be the easiest thing in the world. But we've seen from recent events that it's not that easy. You need tanks, oxygen tanks, to sustain yourself. It's not easy. Nothing is. We must all face our mountains and win. So, what if you make a mistake? Well, that's life. You get up, dust yourself. But the thing we're saying here, don't get pummeled by life before you learn your lesson. Okay, so real quick, this is what we recommend. For every story, learn the moral. Okay, don't do what every other person does with stories. They cry, they get emotional, they laugh, they do everything, but they miss the point. Don't miss the point for every story. A story exists because of the lesson, because of the moral that has to be learned. Find that moral. Okay, number 2, journal. Journal these things. Don't say, oh, come on, isn't that extreme? What are you looking for? No, come on. When you write, it helps your decision making later. When you go through those situations again, and sometimes they do come, what you do is, because you've written something down, it helps you gain perspective and it gives you opportunity for victory. And number 3, when you make your mistake, learn from them. Learn from your example. Find the principle at work behind what you went through and see how to incorporate the lesson into your own life. Look, it's a new day. Your preferred learning style, I don't want to ask what it is, but can you just give this teaching some time for it to sink in? Have a great day.